Welcome to the Bacchanal podcast, a fusion of hip-hop, video games, comic books, music, and all nerd culture rolled up into one spectacular show. Join me, Akil, with K to the C, each week as we discuss nerd culture while adding our own Trinidadian Canadian spin on things. It's blurred news like you never heard before.
Nice. Yes, it is. What's good, cuz? How you feeling?
Let me get this off my chest, man. Fuck it. Let's start off with this shit.
Let's start with the smoke. Let's get it.
Let's start with the smoke. So, the whole police department gone. They're guarding this one Confederate statue that we have in front of the courthouse.
Oh my God.
They're denying permits for any protesters like Black Lives Matter, anything like that. So I'm out there yesterday. Me and my wife were out there.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be no gathering because they denied all permits. I see all these jackasses with their Confederate flags, and they even had one on a horse, like he was going to catch some niggas. They had one on a horse. You have cop cars surrounding the statue. And it's a tall ass statue. Like, I don't know if they're expecting Groot to show up there and grow and pull it down. Oh, it's not even something that you could humanly possibly pull down.
So the police are protecting this thing?
The police is out. The whole police force is protecting it.
Wow.
They have the sheriffs protecting it. They're surrounding the entire courthouse. And on to the right, even though there's supposed to be no gatherings, they have Trump supporters and Confederate people on horses, like they're going to catch slaves.
That's crazy.
They also had a water tank. I don't know if they're going to hose black people down like the 1960s. But that's what's going on right now. So that happened. And 2 days prior to that, the sheriff. Somebody from the police department. He was on Facebook. Mm-hmm. He reposted some racist shit on the police department page, and he put the caption, "Nailed it," like it was.
Nah.
so all these people took pictures. They complained.
Yeah.
And then he released a statement. He's like, "I'm sorry. I thought I was on my personal page." So what's that supposed to be like? Oh, I thought I was being racist.
Yeah, that's a double negative right there.
But I was being racist on my company page. My bad, y'all.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, he's a clown, man.
So that's the fuck shit that's going on right now.
Wow.
We have a curfew right now because they don't want nobody near that statue. So we got to be home by 8:00.
What's the statue? Who is it? I know it's probably some racist dude.
It's like Robert E. Lee or somebody. He's standing tall like, "Keep your diggers in check." It's like a statue of that shit, and it's in the middle of downtown, in front of the courthouse.
Yeah.
So that's just if you're black and you're going to court and you see that, it's like you already know you're fucked when you're going to the court.
Yeah, exactly.
Like shit.
Yo, people have lost their mind, man. People lost their minds.
So that's the bullshit I'm dealing with, man. Like when I'm out, I gotta look at the time. Oh shit, curfew.
That's crazy. And the fact that they're trying to take away your freedom of speech is the one pillar that America has to stand on is even more crazy. And are you generalizing saying cops are in front, or is it really all the police?
No, it's cops. I took pictures and I put it on Facebook.
That's nuts, man. That's honestly nuts.
I went to the police department prior to going to the statue. They had one car there. It was like the DARE car.
Yeah.
When they do DARE, I won't do drugs. They come to school. That was the only car they had at the department. Everybody else was in front of that statue. They're wasting my tax dollars.
Yeah, they're public service. They're what the fuck?
So if I want to hit a lick right now, you can, because everybody's in front of the statue. This is the dumbest shit. So that's what's going on right now. And the sheriff, he's on some racist shit. Mm-hmm. People in the department are on some racist shit. And then the ones who aren't on that racist shit, you see them out there and they're just like, fuck, man, I could be with my family watching Disney Plus, but I'm out here protecting a statue for a paycheck.
Yeah. It's not going to last long, man. That's just not going to last. They're slowly, one by one, going to start realizing their bullshit. Especially these cops that are multicultural, black, different races. You know what I mean? They're going to be looking like, why are we standing in front of this stupid thing? Really? I didn't take this job to be doing this. I did this to protect people and better my community. So
man, you protecting that damn statue.
They will realize.
I
have hope.
They had a couple Black Lives Matter people out there Saturday. I went in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. Apparently the Black Lives Matter people were there in the morning. And one guy, he made a good point. He's like, I want y'all to love me the same way y'all love these damn statues, man.
Exactly, yeah. What's so hard about that? Why is it so hard for them to want to, like racism shouldn't be this hard. Like, why is it? They want y'all to be the battery. They want us to be the battery. That's what it is. They want us to be the battery. They want to be able to have projects so that they can make money off of and use things to be able to filter out and filter money. That's why that's what it's a lot of it is, man. They know what's going on. They don't want it to stop, because then if that stops, they have to give power, quote unquote power up, and they don't want to do that. And so that's what it is. You know what I mean? So
we got
it's
that
over for them.
And then we got the pushback right now with the mask. The same community, by the way, the same Trumpers and Confederate people. Yeah, you know, they're trying to bring religion into it. They're like, God was breathing life into us. How am I supposed to breathe?
Yeah,
with this goddamn mask on my face.
I saw this thing in Florida where this woman was talking to the people who were deciding to make it legal or illegal to wear masks, and she was talking about God and, oh, you guys are eating babies and all this crazy stuff, like Pizzagate. She's bringing every type of gate to them, and they're like, "What? We don't want you to die," you know? So
like Americans just really
mixed bag of
they're really just trying to die out here in these streets, bro. This one lady, confusion. She's like, it's the mark of the damn devil when you got your mask on. Because they're like
the 5G.
Well, first it was 5G, but now it's, you know, the mask is the devil. Because
how can they get your face with the mask on for the 5G? You know what I mean? Like,
the radiation.
You gotta pick one of these conspiracies. Roll with it.
It all comes together, man. It's the 5G. It's the gay agenda. It's the masks. All this crazy ass fucking people. So what?
God.
So what they're saying now with the mask is they're saying it's the mark of the devil, because you have these different shops. These shops are saying that you have to have a mask to protect the people around you when you're in there. And there are people, God, I'm a patriot. I ain't wearing no damn mask. It got the devil on it. I'm like, the mask ain't the mark of the devil unless you put 666 or Satan on your mask.
The mark of the devil is the goddamn cell phones, if you want to be real. That's the evolution of the cell phone is that, in my opinion. But
you open
they got us already.
Cell phone chip, you see 666 on it.
Yeah. They tracing us, they taking our face. They already got you. Like, you fell for it.
But yeah, that's what's going on right now in these streets. That, and then I read Power X finally finished that.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I see a lot of black correlations.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. It's a deep read. I don't think it's for kids or teens. I think it's an contemporary adult book, man, honestly.
Because at first I was like, man, fuck this book. It's taking so long.
Yeah.
But the stuff with Moira, how she just kept getting reincarnated.
Yeah.
And how she brought the different fractions together, like Magneto came together.
Mr. Sinister.
This Sinister's just a weirdo, man.
Yeah, he's a comic relief.
They had to trick his weird ass. They had to basically implant in his brain that he had to cipher off all these different DNA, but they had to make him forget why he was doing it.
Yeah, it's kind of complicated what they did with him, but he's more the comic relief, in my opinion, of the team.
And now I understand why Wolverine's pansexual now.
How come?
Okay, Charles Xavier, he was taking like their memories or whatever. He was basically taking their personality and storing it in the cerebro.
To clone them.
Clone them. So when he made that clone of Wolverine, he said, I'm going to spice this one up.
He just sprinkled a little sugar in it.
He said, I'm sick of him and Scott fighting. We're going to do another F word.
Yeah.
That was Professor X playing a prank. He's like, the original Wolverine going to look down mad as hell, but this clone going to be getting dick down.
Now, could you see them making a movie out of this?
Yeah, I think this might be like... Actually, no, I can't see MCU.
Like, you don't see
it? Like fully. No, this is deep. And then there's a lot of correlations with the black community, like how they all came together.
It's always been that, though, man.
Yeah, because it's always been like it's always been
X-Men, though.
Yeah, it's always been civil rights.
Yeah. So,
and like
I personally could see it. I think it's like for our age group, who are the biggest buyers of the comic book world, and we put our kids onto it, so they follow what we do. You know what I mean? I could see them trying it for a movie.
I can see it like a Watchmen.
Like a Watchmen type of TV show?
Yeah, how they break it down. Because
that'd be good.
You gotta have more than just 2 hours.
Yeah, you definitely gotta have, because they would have to do 2 movies in like 2 months apart. You know what I'm saying? Like the Power and then the next X. so then people would catch what's going on. Yeah, it'd be a lot for a movie.
Let me put my Hotep. I gotta put my Hotep cap on real quick. Now, when Charles got all the mutants together and they got the first mutant, the African Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Where I'm going with the blackness now? Hotep cap full on. Now,
third eye's open.
Third eye all open. And now they're like, all right, we have all this, we're all together. But that don't mean shit. We need equity. We gotta sell some shit. We gotta bring something to the table.
Yeah. So you saw what they're selling?
They're pointing at black people like, look, can't just ask for something. You gotta bring something to the table.
Yeah.
So they came up with the cure for everything, cancer, all that shit, using their
you want this, don't you?
Like, you want this? You're gonna have to pay us, and you're gonna give us all this. You're gonna give us 40 acres and a meal plus some. Mm-hmm. I said, damn you X-Men, y'all done hit me with all this blackness. I wasn't ready for all this.
Yeah, man, it's great.
I was like, they sneaking that shit in, the nerds reading it. They don't even understand.
No, I don't think so. I was reading it, I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on here? This is way deeper. I'm like, do they know what they're writing this? Like, holy shit.
Who wrote that?
I don't know, but they need their props. We'll find out and post it on our Facebook page for sure.
Dr. Umar probably gonna read that shit. Yes, man. Yes, brother Magneto.
Yeah, because they made their own spot, their own area where they could all be safe, and they police it. You know what I mean? It's a dope idea. Like,
did Sabretooth die?
Sabretooth was the first to go to jail. He was too wild.
Okay. Yeah, because that nigga was
wild, and they had to set him as an example.
And even Magneto's like, "I told your stupid ass several times. You need to chill."
Yeah. But if you notice, like when Sabretooth did that bank robbery, all the cops were on him and he was holding the cop up in the air. It was like the cover of Weapon X when Wolverine was on top of all the ninjas. Like they did a bunch of shots like that in the comic. That was pretty dope. Like to pay tribute, showing that they have knowledge of all the things that happened before, but they're moving in this way in the future. And I love the way it had like the robots and the humans trusting so much in the robots, like how we're trusting into these cell phones so much. And the cell phones end up taking us over, taking our whole like judgment calls and our decision making, and it leading them and us to like a shitty situation. You know, so I like the way that it had all that.
I'm slow. So how was Professor X able to walk? Was it the new form of Cerebro he was using, that Forge made for him, or was he using his telepath powers to move his limbs to walk?
Yeah, I don't think it was that deep. I think they were just like, we gotta make this guy walk, man. It's about time we just, why isn't he walking? So the writer's like, he can walk now. I think they just wrote it in, because from the start, he was walking, chilling out. That's when he met Myra, and Myra was like, yo, I met you before, that's how I know so much about you. He's like, what? And then shows his face.
Now, my thing is, when she gets reincarnated, she's just restarting in the same time, or she getting born into the future and just, or she's just restarting the timeline pretty much every time she dies, right?
Yeah, she's restarting the timeline. Like that's her mutant power. She thought she was human this whole time until she died, and then she went back and she remembered it as a baby, and then she tried something and then she died again. So yeah, that's her power.
I could have that power. I'd be doing some dumb shit.
Yeah, everybody else would be. I don't know.
Skipping
She's a good
school
person.
And all types of stuff.
Yeah, you done know everything in the school. Like you're
shit.
like, I done did this before. Like, yeah, no, for sure.
I'll be mad as hell going through 4-year college all over again.
Yeah, man.
I'm pissed off taking all those exams.
You wouldn't need to do it. You just go do the test, I guess, because you're like, I already know what I'm doing.
I ain't gonna remember all that shit.
So if you were Myra, we'd be fucked.
Pretty much. I was like, yo, I just remember the good stuff.
Yeah. Y'all play this game yet? Nah. Okay. Shit.
Last of Us.
Last of Us is gonna be. If you ain't played Last of Us 1, Last of Us 2 is really gonna get you.
It's gonna be dope. You want to switch gears and get into a movie review?
Not yet. I want to talk about this whole IGN sexual allegations that has set the gaming industry aflame, man. I know a lot of regular people don't know about this. I don't remember the two guys, the presidents of IGN. I don't want to re-say their names wrong, but they both have allegations happening. I got one of them as a friend
on Facebook.
Yeah, well, a lot of people said they didn't even know this happened, or was happening. Some people put their 2 cents in a little too early, like Andrew Renee. She said something like, he would never do that. I know him. I've been around him personally. And then people killed her, and they're like saying, I'm not supporting What's Good Gaming anymore because you're supporting a abusive husband, a sexual assaulter.
Oh God.
So they're all, and she's like, what? What did I do? You know, like, She's like, yo, I just worked with the guy. He never tried nothing with me. That's basically what she was saying. People want to kill her now.
They need more diversity in the game industry, man. These horny ass white dudes wilding out, bro.
But I don't know what's going on in the water. Chris D'Elia, too, the comedian, he's trying some things with underage girls.
Yo, when he was in You playing that pedophile, that was like
he was just playing himself
this whole
time.
That was his therapy for him. He's like, yo, it was just like R. Kelly, where he'd tell you fucked up stuff in his songs.
Yeah, man.
Chris D'Elia was telling you that through his art.
Yeah, YouTuber made like a compilation of all the times he did jokes that were like on the nose of him being a sexual predator. So these two
them shits ain't jokes, bro.
Nah, man. So these two IGN guys are getting charged and going through all this stuff with this, and anybody who was working under them, like the Greg Millers, are under hot water now because it's like, you were right beside this guy working with him for 10 years and you're telling me you didn't know nothing? You know, so they're all under hot water for this shit. So it's
hey, that's possible, man. I had the CEO who was like banging out his it was one of his secretaries and his wife like left him. All that shit was going on at my job. I didn't know none of that shit was going on.
That's Greg Miller's stance is. He was like, yo, I
was like, I ain't know.
I was clocking in and clocking out. I was like, what do you think we were doing?
I was like, I ain't got time for none of that shit. I was like, I would just go to work, get my shit done, go home.
Because this whole thing happened, an editor named Mitch Dyer, Colin Moriarty, a couple of them. Mitch Dyer came out on Twitter and he wrote a whole thing about the abuse that happens to the employees, how these two guys were getting like the 5-star resort hotel area for the complex cons and all that type of shit, and they were giving them like one shitty hotel room, and like 5 people had to share that one hotel room. Like the editors, they didn't have any place to really sleep. All they could do was write for like 12 to 16 hours a day, pass out from going to parties, and then the next day they got to do it all over again. So they're like, yo, they tried to complain, and anytime they tried to complain, they got pressured like, oh, you're replaceable. Do you really want to keep doing this? You can be out of here right now. There's a million people who want your job, you know, like that type of pressure at the job. So he spoke out about all that shit against those two guys. Colin hasn't said anything yet, but I used to listen to his podcast Beyond a long time ago, and he would be saying like, I'm not trying to do these like things anymore. I don't want to go to, you know, these different conventions, man. I'm done with these conventions. You know, he'd say stuff like that. And to me and other listeners would be like, man, this guy's great to go for free. What's he complaining about? But now all this is coming out.
Little did we know.
I get it. Yeah, because, you know, it seems like these guys get to go to getting flown out, food, getting this good treatment. They're getting a good hotel. Nah, they're basically buying their own food, getting the crummiest hotels. They have to drive all the way over to the convention. Their bosses are in the good hotel in the convention place, getting a nice, you know, all the good food, all the good life, and they're not doing nothing really, you know? So it's a whole thing that's spiraling down. A bunch of other Twitter people who worked for IGN, girls who work for IGN are now writing on Twitter like, oh, you shouldn't have told this girl that she wasn't pretty enough to be on camera. You shouldn't have told me I need a push-up bra. Yeah, I'm gonna say your name. And she said Fran Mirabella, and everyone was like, oh shit, Fran. So she like called him out, and all these other girls were like, yeah, Fran, you're a piece of shit. And like he apologized, he called them and talked to them, and they're like, I just need people to know that to speak out. Like I should have spoke out to you at that moment when you said, oh, you're looking kind of rough for a camera right now. Maybe you shouldn't be on. Like he said shit like that to her, right? But she didn't say anything at the time. She's basically saying, don't cancel Fran. Just the next person that says something like that to you in any job or facet that you're in, speak up. Like it's not like your job is not worth letting this person or people be toxic and thinking they could do that to everybody and anybody. And he was like, I didn't even remember I said that. If I said it, I apologize. He's accustomed
saying that shit. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. So now he's like,
that's what he does probably.
Yeah, and he probably took it as a joke, but it wasn't no joke. You know, like they ain't friends; they're employees. Like they work together, and he's like their boss, right? So
I go to work. I ain't joking. I ain't none of that, man. I don't play none of that shit.
So this shit is just a whole spiral, a ball of confusion happening in the gaming industry, and I find it fascinating.
I see that as a space and the opportunity for me to slide my black ass right in there, and I'm not gonna be no pervert. I'm gonna do my job,
go clock in, clock out. I don't know what these guys are doing.
What the fuck's wrong with these guys?
Go ahead.
Remember Naomi?
Yeah,
Scott,
she was one of them. Yeah, Naomi Kyle. Yeah, she was one of that Fran was saying some fuck shit to, and nobody checked him on it.
Yeah. I heard stories about like stuff like that at G4. That's why Olivia Munn left, because it was actually a director, Brett Ratner, used to be like a pervert and try to like push up on her all the time.
Yeah, but nobody talked to him. Nobody said, "Yo, chill. Like, what the hell are you doing?" or put charges or beat him up. Nobody did nothing. People just like saw it and were like, whatever. I was gonna say another one. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the guy who did Assassin's Creed Black Flag, he has a whole allegation thing that came out too, because all this is happening.
The voice actor or who?
No, the guy who runs it, the guy who like controls. He's the producer. He like made sure the ships were done and all these different parts of the game to make it awesome. He did something like he had like 1-2 side things, and then he had a wife the whole time, and he was lying saying he didn't have a wife, and he has a whole thing because people are on Twitter like, yo, this guy did this to me. What? This guy did this to me. You know, so all these gaming industry people are being outed right now.
That's Montreal, right? That's,
yeah, the dude in Montreal, yeah.
Oh, Lord, the French strike again.
Sacre blood, ça va Putin and chill. Like, what's going on?
When he was saying wee, he was talking about his penis.
He's like, wee. No. Wee.
No say, wee.
So, yeah, the Angry Joe thing is crazy. He got a lawyer talking about he's going to press charges against the girl because that whole story, she put the whole thing out and she's saying she had a boyfriend. She went to a party to meet with Angry Joe, and then she didn't tell Angry Joe she had a boyfriend. Angry Joe sounded like he was trying to get his dick wet, but he went a little too hard, and he got himself in some shit. So he's pushing back. He's saying, "Yo, I didn't do nothing."
Bad choice of words, Casey. He got a little too hard.
Yeah, he did. All the blood went from his brain or something, man. I don't know.
The situation got moist.
He tried to tell people he was with her and tried to keep her away from everybody. The whole thing, man.
Oh, so he was trying to treat her like she was like some property or some shit like that.
Yeah, around people like, yo, I'll get you in the party, but you got to say you're my girl. And then like got her into this industry only party and was telling everybody, yeah, it's my girl. And like he tried to like, he went too far.
That's what happens when you give nerds power, unfortunately.
Sounds like it, right?
You give these nerds power. They're like, oh!
It's wrong though, man. It's wrong.
IGN knows what they're doing though, because they specifically have a type of woman that they put on screen for these games because they know that they're pulling in these perverts and these incels to watch these videos.
Possibly.
And it's always the same kind of looking woman too. You never see like a woman of color. They had this like Asian girl. She didn't last long. She gone. So they probably touched her to them perverts over there.
Yeah, they got rid of those guys though. And the guys who are running the camera stuff are different than the guys who are running the gaming website. Like, it's a big team of people. So the gaming website, those two guys are the ones who are doing the messed up shit. Fran was the one who was running the camera stuff, but he was saying things to people that they didn't find appropriate at work, and he apologized. So
I feel like it's a cesspool. Like, you tried to be clean, and you're trying to be a decent person, and that one person who's creepy leaves, and you go into the role, and you're just like, I'll just do it just one time, and then 30 times later, and you look in the mirror, you're the pervert now.
Possibly, yeah. Because I seen Fran's stuff. I don't know. I never would have seen that coming from him. But you don't know people from.
You don't know. Like Bill Cosby, right? All that family shit, and he was drugging women.
Yeah, man. So shit, it's crazy what's happening right now in the gaming industry. It's like 2020 is a year of like realization and just being honest and people coming out there. You know, putting people out there.
We canceled it and getting rid of everybody except the president.
That's the thing too. That's a very true thing.
Look, I got this statement, man. Like, I hate retroactive cancel culture, man.
Yeah, I'm on the fence about that.
We're seeing that right now with Jimmy Kimmel from like a skit from the Man Show damn near 20 years ago. Yeah. I hate, because I'm just like, it was the Wild West 20 years ago, man. Like, you listen to rap music, people were saying the F word that rhymes with maggot.
Yeah.
People were talking about killing people. Eminem alone, shit, don't listen to the Marshall Mathers LP. That's a hard listen. Like, that didn't age well. So I'm just like, if it was okay then, and the person has grown and hasn't shown that behavior recently,
exactly,
I think we should move forward. Because if you want to start canceling stuff, we're gonna have to start canceling everything.
Yeah, and how long is it gonna be till what we're doing or what we said on this podcast is like seen as, you know, inappropriate acts? You know what I'm saying? Like. That line just keeps moving as the years go. That's like, come on, like, it's gonna be like.
I just don't like how they pick and choose. Like they got the guy from Flash like fired, but you got people like the Rolling Stones. They have these lyrics that like black women ain't shit, and you just use them for sex and all this stuff, and they're still selling out. And they're still selling out arenas.
Yeah. I think people should take this energy and put it towards like politicians and figure out who your mayors are, figure out who your cops are, figure out who your sheriffs are. Like. we were in the wrong with our last thing with J. Cole. After I looked at everything from No Name and what she was saying, she made sense, and I could say I was in the wrong. But like, I'm not looking at celebrities to be the answer to change the water system in my community, to change, you get what I'm saying? I'm looking at the politicians who have their finger on the button, who could actually do it. I'm putting pressure on them. So when J. Cole said what he said at the time, I was like, I don't know what the big deal was with that, but we were in the wrong. So
I still will say, so break down that situation
because he didn't say nothing. He didn't make no songs, nothing. He didn't use any of his ability or skill to speak about what's happening right now with the protesting or anything. But the minute that she speaks out and says something, he has the nerve to be like, watch your tone. I didn't like the way you're talking to me. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of stuff he was saying in the song. He took his time to check her instead of taking his time to check all this stuff that's going on. You see what I'm saying?
So you feel like he should have been addressing what's going on out here in this world? Because he's been.
I'm not expecting that.
He's been protesting and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm not expecting that from him because he's an entertainer in my mind. I'm not influenced or moved by entertainers. I'm entertained. That's it. But what her stance is if you're going to take the time to come at me, how come you couldn't take the time to come at these racist white guys who are doing all this stuff, and why wouldn't you push for it the way I'm trying to push for it? And she wasn't even talking to him. She was just saying all these celebrities who were saying things, doing things, aren't even for the cause. He's clearly doing things. He was out on the streets, but he took it as if it was a dig at him. That's what he said in the song. And he was like, I didn't really like her tone. I took it as a dig for me. I'm not trying to be the leader that you think I am, which I see that. I never thought he was the leader that these kids think he is. So I agreed with that. But then she's right. Like, how could you take the time to make this ill-ass song about her and say watch your tone? Like, saying watch your tone to a woman's wrong. You know what I mean? That's real disrespectful. You know what I mean? So like,
stay in the kitchen, No Name.
Yeah, it's like, make a goddamn sandwich. So it was on that energy kind of. So I was like, shit. She's right.
So he'll be misogynistic then.
Yeah, man.
Gotcha.
He made his point, but he was being misogynistic, and like that energy he put towards that track, he could have put that energy towards talking about this stuff and making music, making the theme music for this. You know what I mean? Partaking and making the theme music.
It's struck a
That's his strength.
My thing is right now, like we put too much, like you said, too much power into these celebrities, and
yeah, man.
I really don't care what Ja Rule is thinking at this moment.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Like, I wasn't asking Dave Chappelle to make a comedy special like that, but he did it, and I was like, oh, that's a plus. It's not something I was like, I can't do nothing. What's Ja Rule? What's Dave Chappelle gonna do? I can't do nothing. He's not doing nothing. You know what I mean? So a
lot of people don't have content right now. They don't know what to talk about. And they're too afraid to touch on certain topics.
And a lot of people are lost. They don't know what to say. They don't know. Just like a lot of people don't know, you know? So
honestly, how you feel about like protesting right now? Because it's a scary situation. Being a black man, we both have two different perspectives. Because I have a family, I have asthma, I have an elderly mother-in-law in my house. So
you don't get into details. I get it.
So yeah. So I'm like, when I go out there, I got to think about I'm exposing myself to COVID-19.
My thing with the word protest,
I got kids that could catch that, and then I'm just like, while I'm out there, like with the situation yesterday when I was out there, they got people out there with horses and shit just ready to take my life.
My thing with protesting and activism is you don't have to. There's not one way to fight a battle, and like if everybody wants to do this one thing, that's great, but you don't ever need to feel. You shouldn't ever need to feel pure pressure to do it the way that everybody else is doing it. There's many other facets and ways that you could fight and protest, and that you could be active in a movement. So like, that's my opinion. So like you going to work, or if you're an Indian or Asian person, you have an understanding of what's going on with this whole thing. And you hear your family members saying, oh, that's what they deserve. They're just making these things. They get a little money. They go on a music video and act like this. They spend all their money. It's your place to proactively say, no, that's not how all of them are. Mm-hmm. This is what it is, and this is what's happening. How would you feel if you got pulled over and a gun got put in your face? Has that ever happened to you? No. Well, it's happened on multiple occasions to people that I know who are in college, who are doing better for themselves, who are trying to strive for excellence. You know what I'm saying? That's a form of protest. Now, to be peer pressuring these rappers, like, I didn't see Kendrick out there. Where's Kendrick? It's like, yo, Kendrick's not comfortable. He probably doesn't want to get sick, or he doesn't want to get shot, or you never know what his headspace is. He's probably depressed. He probably has anxiety.
He actually was out there. And here's the other thing.
No, but he did go out there after, and people took the picture of him. But it's like that. Kendrick does not need to be out there for the thing to be something. Like a lot of people are going out there just doing photo ops.
That's the other thing. Yeah. Like Ariana Grande was out there, like just taking photos of her ponytail.
Every culture, there's a lot of that in there.
Like, what are you bringing to the movement right now?
Exactly. So we're protesting this every day of our life, regardless. Exactly. As Black men. So my thing is like to peer pressure people. I'm not peer pressuring or forcing friends or forcing people to do stuff. You see them in their actions every day. You can go out there and protest for an hour or two, and that's great. But then when you go back to your job and you're letting people still talk that wild shit in front of you, that's all defeating the whole purpose. Yeah, you got some nice pictures of you protesting. You can show your grandkids in the future, but you didn't do nothing in the real world. So, it's a mixed bag of stuff. But that's how I feel about protesting. You can't peer pressure people or try to force people to do things. Like that ain't right. Like,
completely agree.
Yeah. So
and you could do little things like you could pay, like I know I was paying different people's bails.
Yeah, even if it's $1, $5, like
you throw some money on their bails. I was doing that.
Yeah,
they had the Trump rally where you could reserve seats. I remember.
There you go.
I may have done that.
Those are forms of protest. Like getting knowledge and being aware and enlightening yourself is a form of protest. Because then if you're truly aware of what's happening, your actions aren't gonna want to be, I'm doing the wrong thing. You're gonna realize that. You know what I'm saying? So like, I completely agree. Yeah, there's different strategies. You can't just be jabbing in a fight. If you keep just jabbing, the guy's gonna be like, okay, they're just jabbing. That ain't nothing. When you're jabbing, sticking, and moving, the person's gonna be like, oh shit, and then it's gonna start to hit them, and they're gonna be like, oh my god, okay, I gotta change my adjustment. I gotta adjust my way. Then when they try to adjust, you are also on that side. You're working in these different areas.
Hit them with the ropey dope.
Yeah, your kids are becoming governors and becoming police and becoming different things and different strategies, different facets, becoming firefighters. And it's like, oh shit, they're everywhere.
And it's perfectly fine to be depressed and not want to do shit.
It's perfectly fine to just want to protect your energy at all costs, because the stuff on the TV, it's giving a lot of people anxiety. Fitness guy I watch on YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that, he gets uncomfortable. He doesn't even want to drive to his gym, and it's like 20 minutes away because he's afraid he's gonna get pulled over by the police and something's gonna happen to him. And he's like, that makes him mad that he can't even feel comfortable driving in Texas from his house to his business.
I'm gonna get my wife a blonde wig so she can pass as a white woman. So when we get pulled over, I'll be like, officer, there's a white woman here.
Yeah, she's not option. Are you okay, ma'am? Yeah,
I'm gonna make her wear that blonde wig. I'm like, all right, girl, just.
I think the most powerful
and the blue contacts on.
Yeah, there's no most powerful form of protest. All is good, all is welcome, but speaking up and your actions are the most important things, in my opinion. From all other cultures, like just speaking up and your actions.
You want to switch gears? You want to talk about the white struggle?
The which struggle?
The white struggle. The white Caucasian struggle of Pete Davidson and the King of Staten Island.
Oh, let's do it, man. Let's get into this movie review.
All right. So, Pete Davidson, he's recently had a couple of films. He had that one film on Hulu that came out. Now he has this new project that just came out recently, The King of Staten Island.
Yeah.
He's playing Scott Carlin. The whole Scott name, that's homage to his dad who passed away.
Yeah.
His name was Scott
9/11, right? He passed away during 9/11. Yeah.
Yep, he was a firefighter during 9/11. Now this is a Judd Apatow film. If you're familiar with him, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah.
This is 40. What else has he done? Knocked Up, Funny People with Adam Sandler. So his films are always kind of similar. There's always the lovable loser, and that's pretty much what you get with this film. It's a lovable loser who's slowly trying to get his life together, but he just fucks up a lot.
Yeah, the first like 30 seconds of this movie, I wanted to punch this kid in the face when he was driving with his eyes closed. Didn't have no job, wasn't paying no car insurance, nothing. He was doing some wild shit like that outside in the streets. I was like, are you?
He's depressed, man. Yeah,
and then I watched the movie and I was like, okay, I see what's going on here. But still no excuse for that. But I see what's going on here. I see what's going on.
Hey, man, I've been there, man. Been there. That was college tequila right there. Yeah, man. Zero fucks given.
$1.20, $1.30.
Yeah, got pulled over and everything.
Oh man. But yeah, no, I think every so often there's a movie like this that's a generational jump to show like that people should evolve from where they are. And like Baby Boy was one.
Yeah, this is White Baby Boy. This is
this is basically like Baby Boy.
This is vanilla Baby Boy.
Yeah. So like, yeah, this movie, he was pretty depressed, and I think movies like this are important for the everyday person to be able to see the telltale signs of somebody who has anxiety, deep depression, different mental issues, so that we could see those signs to be able to say, okay, you know, I love this person. Let me see if I can get them some help, see what we can do, what our avenues are due to help. I wish this movie took it a step further to show those different avenues that a person could take to get somebody else help. But they did show a lot for the person who does need the help. In my opinion, if they're watching this movie and it touches them and they see themselves in it, to how they can maybe get themselves out of a depression and staying in the same dark loop that they're in. So I enjoyed this movie for that. I liked the comedy in this movie. I found it pretty funny. It was like dark comedy. It was pretty good. Bill Burr killed this. Bill Burr did an amazing job.
Bill Burr was Bill Burr, man.
That's the thing I gotta say about this movie.
They didn't give him a script. They're just like, yo, just beat this kid up and tell him to get his shit together.
A lot of these actors, a lot of them weren't really acting to me. They were just, this movie was kind of written for the actors. Like the main character, it's kind of how he is.
Pete Davidson, yeah.
Seems like Pete Davidson. Like, it doesn't seem like he was doing anything outside of the realm of who he is. So, yeah, a lot of them were the same. Man, Marissa Tomei was kind of the same. She didn't seem like she was really.
No, that wasn't Aunt May though. She spiced it up a little bit. There's one scene
the same as Aunt May though. So there's
one scene with her that I really liked. It's after the character Scott got kicked out of the house.
Her and her sister, like they remodeled the house. Like that was great.
They had a whole shrine for the dad. All that was gone.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey mom, I'm living at the fire station. I got my shit together." And she's like, "Okay, that's good. All right, cool. Tell me about it right over there." And he steps out and she closes the door and locks it.
Yeah.
I was like, good. That's what you got to do sometimes. You got to kick your kid out and have them get their shit together sometimes. He was 23 years old, no motivation.
No job. He wasn't paying rent.
He wanted to be a tattoo artist, but his tattoos are trash.
Yeah.
That's some garbage. Every once in a while, he'll do something decent. But for the most...
Like what? What was he doing decent the whole time?
He drew like the comic book character that one time. That was good. But the Obama...
Oh, like before. I mean before all that. Before walking the kids and stuff like that. What did he do?
Well, let's talk about that. He was doing a tattoo on a 13-year-old kid.
Yeah, that was his like rock bottom moment, I think, in this movie. Because that was messed up, man.
I laughed. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, everybody got to start somewhere, man. You know? You got to get that experience somewhere.
Yeah, that kid, that was great. That was a great part. Because I was surprised they went through with it. I was like, I thought they were gonna stop and be like, no, you can't do that, you know. But they actually went for it.
Nah, man, he tattooed the 13-year-old kid.
Yeah.
He tried to have an apprenticeship at like Machine Gun Kelly's tattoo shop.
Yeah.
That was fucked up because Machine Gun Kelly's like, nah, bro, you ain't gonna do shit, man. You gonna get me my food and do my laundry.
Yeah. Because yeah. Well, did the guy really want it or not? You know what I mean?
But like, even
he's proven the guy didn't really want it though. He probably wouldn't have made him really do that stuff. He was just trying to test to see if this kid really wanted it.
Nah, bro, he'll make him clean his drawers.
Nah, I don't think so. I think he was just trying to fuck with him, especially with an employee right there, a guy right there. I think he was just like testing to see if he really wanted the internship. I don't think.
I was expecting his character to evolve and like wanna like become a firefighter or something, but he kind of just became less of a loser, but he's still a loser.
Well, yeah, he definitely opened up and wanted to see more of himself in the world. He put himself out there more, which is a good first step. You can't expect him to completely do like from step 1 to 10 in one movie. So he went to Manhattan and he's actually like, you know what, maybe I could work somewhere here, do something better with myself. He went and he's actually trying to open up to the girl that he's with, you know what I'm saying? So it's a good amount of steps, I think, for someone who's going through such severe depression.
She's a British actress, by the way.
Oh wow, that's good. Fool me. I thought she's
doing a great job.
I thought she was Staten for real.
Nah, man, that's a Brit.
She killed it. She did the best acting then, because she fooled me.
Yeah, she fooled me. I had to look her up. I was like, what? British?
Nice.
Yeah, she did a really good job. What if this is like the true story of Pete, and while he was in Manhattan, he walked into a comedy club,
maybe,
and just started telling his life story, and people were laughing.
I thought when he was talking to the girl, his girlfriend, the first time they were having sex, and he was giving that story about his depression and stuff like that, and the pills he's taking, I was like, this is the same game he was spinning on Andrea Grande or whatever.
Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande. Yeah, I was like, this is what he was telling her. So, yeah, this character wasn't too far from him, but it was enjoyable. The pacing in this movie was good. Like the rhythm, the music they were using was really good. So it really worked for me, this movie. Yeah, I think it was one of the best movies I've seen from this whole downloadable movie, streaming service world that we're in right now through the COVID.
Yeah, I thought...
You know what I mean? Like, there's been a couple we've seen.
They could have shaved 30 minutes off.
Really? Which 30 minutes?
Like, some of it, there was, like, points where it was just kind of dragging, and then they brought me in where there was, like, a mini heist at the pharmacy. Remember that part?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That was good.
that was great.
That made me feel like I was watching a completely different film, and how he was such a shitty lookout. That was good. I thought they did a really good job with that.
Yeah, because it's not really about that life. I don't know why they were doing that stupid shit anyways. Well, I think the firefighter part was like the most important part of this movie, because he never actually he never did like a take your dad to work thing. He never actually seen what his dad did. So for him to actually see the Monday chores that they do, the mundane actions they do, and then how it can go from 0 to 100 so fast to them being in a fire. You know what I mean? Him actually seeing what they do.
What about the stuff with like Bill Burr's wife and smoking weed? Like, I thought he was gonna try to have sex with her at one point.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna bang the baby moms or the ex-wife.
Yeah, I was like, he's gonna try to bang his ex-wife.
I thought that's what was gonna happen. I thought he was going in there to get information. He was gonna end up walking out of there like, I done greased his thing. Oh my god, you know what I mean? So, but I like the route that it went, where it was just information, and they cut out some things, because it could have had where he was talking to the mom, telling her all this stuff about Bill Burr's character. But they just went straight to the action, you know what I mean? So
was Bill Burr's characters homeless, like living at the firehouse as well?
Yeah. So he was basically like the kid. They're basically in the same piece in the same pot. Except the kid, he saw like, yo, I could help this kid to be better than I was. So that's why he was like, okay, let me show this kid the right way. Because a lot of these guys don't got it figured out, even at his age. So that's what I thought was powerful. He realized and recognized the depression he was going through, and they showed him what his dad did, and they actually told him about his dad for real. So it gave him, like, because he had his dad on this unimaginable pedestal,
Yeah.
And he couldn't live up to that pedestal he put his father on, and then so he didn't want to try nothing. And they showed him, yo, your dad was just a man. He was one of the best men you could ask for, but he was a man at the end of the day. He
enjoyed cocaine.
Yeah, he wasn't perfect. He partied hard, and he was a wild boy just like you are. So it's like, it's okay to be who you are, but you got to realize that you're not perfect, and he wasn't perfect. So that helped open his eyes. Like, yo, I can do better. So that was
I liked his sister, who was played by Maud Apatow. Some nepotism right there. You put your daughter in the film. But she did a good job. I thought she did great. I thought she was a real actor. And she was kind of just, she's been in other stuff. She's in Euphoria right now on HBO. But yeah, she was like, I related with her where she's like, yo, let mom live her life. She doesn't need to take care of your old ass every minute. Like, you need to grow up. And let mom move on as well. Yeah.
And I like the way it showed mom did actually move on, because she got rid of the whole corner picture thing of the husband that passed. So yeah, her character was great in this. And I felt bad for her, because she was trying to do so much better for herself, because she was going through it too, right? And he kept pulling her back in, like calling her, being like, yeah, I'm gonna do this shit. She's like, what? Yeah, very selfish. He kept pulling her back in. Like, everybody's trying to do better for themselves, and he's pulling them back to like 6 years ago when everything happened. You know what I mean? So,
and I understand that he has ADD and he has depression. Yeah. But he just used it as a crutch at times. Like, he would even try to seek treatment. They're like, hey, you could do this and that. And he's just like, nah.
That's where I wish the movie had took that step to show
where they showed him, seeking
getting treatment, or like somebody saying, you know what, I'll go with you. We'll go on Saturdays, Friday mornings, whatever you got to do. And he goes to the test with the girl and helps her with that. And she's like, you know what? How about we go to like therapy together? I think I need therapy. And I don't know. You know what I mean? They both go to each other's therapy together, and that helps him get on the right steps, But that's the one thing I wish this movie kind of did, because they left it kind of like for you to assume that he's trying to open his mind up to bigger and better things because he goes to Manhattan. That's not the most clear way of saying that. You know what I mean? It could
maybe
be
the firehouse was his therapy.
It was his therapy, but you know, for people, everyday people, they need more. They need to see something a little bit more than that nowadays. You know
and shout out to Action Bronson showing up there shot up.
That was great. I don't know what part this movie needed to get cut from that, you know, to get the message across. That I felt they were trying to.
I just felt like it was a little too long. It's damn near 3 hours. It's 2 hours and 35 minutes.
Yeah, it was kind of long, but it went by. I don't know. It went by. The only awkward part was for me, like when they're in the basement and they're smoking and with his friends at the beginning, and they're talking about his dad being dead, and he was just laughing. I was like,
some of the stuff at the restaurant
right
where he gets the shit kicked out of him in the restaurant, but that was real life. Like the guy that beat him up was his real roommate back in the day.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's good. Yeah. That the restaurant part, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it could have cut a little bit from that, but I guess it showed that he actually he had a job, so like he was trying to do something.
I don't know, man.
Because at first he was just a fuck up. He was just taking money from them and smoking it. You know what I mean? He wasn't doing nothing. He's making his mom work 2 jobs. He could have got a job and help pay it, at least help pay for the house. You know what I'm saying? Pay rent. Do you think he needs to give up on the tattoo dream or just practice? It's important to be able to sustain yourself. So I think he should practice. I think he should get a lot better. But he got better with the little comic book drawing he did.
That Obama. But if you look at Pete Davidson in real life and you look at the tattoos he actually has, they're trash.
Yeah, so it's kind of
he got some garbage ass like tattoos, and like parts of it that makes it funny is like how he physically looks, because he just looks like a creature. He looks kind of like
looks sickly.
He looks like Super Grover or something.
This movie was like written for him, basically. You know what I mean? Like,
well, he helped write it. It was like him and Judd Apatow came together.
Yeah, and so he did a good job. This movie was good. It's worth a watch. It is, I guess you could say it is a bit long, but it moved for me. Like the movie moved.
What would you give this?
I give it a solid 8.5.
I give it an 8.
Yeah, it ain't perfect, but it's a good watch. It's a real good watch at home. You know what I mean? Like this is a good vibe to have at home. It's
and that British girl will look good too, man. He was fucking up, man. I was like, man, if you don't
which one?
The British girl he was with, I'm like,
this was alright.
I was like, if you don't lock that down and stop bullshitting out here.
Her personality was great. You know what I mean?
Her personality was good.
Yeah, especially when she came with the dude to make him jealous and he didn't even realize. That was funny. That was a funny scene. I
related too much to that character. He was like, oh, what? Clueless ass. That's how I am, man. Just clueless.
Yeah. So, yep. Everybody can be like that sometimes. Yeah, I give it a solid 8.5. The message got through. You know what I mean? So, it's good.
All right, what's next on the docket? You want to talk briefly about Stargirl that you barely watched?
Yeah, tell me why this show is worth watching, man. I watched the first episode and it was cool. I just didn't like when it got to the high school shit and this girl's the cool girl, and I got too high school for me. So
no, that shit gets wild. It gets a lot better. So this is what makes Stargirl good. It is a DC Universe property that shows on CW. So it doesn't have all the CW tropes. So they're able to tell a story without focusing on the love triangle, without focusing on petty high school drama, they're able to tell like stories of like feminism without being heavy-handed. Like you watch something like Batgirl and she's looking at her costume, they're working on the costume, they're like, this costume would be better if it was made for a woman. You know, like that's the type of line and dialogue that you get from like Supergirl and Batwoman. And this show, I said movie because it feels like a movie. They're able to tell those stories and tell those messages without being heavy-handed. So the first episode, you basically just saw her meet the first bad guy who could go inside people's brains, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So from there, it progresses to her rebuilding the JSA, the Justice Society of America. So she finds all the different pieces and she's going through town trying to recruit different people. So one of the people that she gets is Wildcat. You saw when she went to lunch and she sat with the different people?
Yeah, I remember that.
So the Spanish girl, each episode like focuses on a specific member. So they had the Wildcat episode and they tell you her backstory.
So it follows her.
So they showed you why she sits there by herself. So what happened was she was talking to a football player and everything was going good and she sent him like some kitty pictures. And one of the mean girls took those kitty pictures and while she was doing a speech at school like displayed that shit like to everybody in school while she was she was running for class president. So she showed all the titty pictures there and that. So she kind of became a recluse because her family's like very religious, and her becoming Wildcat was like her escape to get out of that. So like Stargirl like told her like, hey, you could fight your ass off. Why don't you like, come out and help me? So she becomes Wildcat, and then a good moment that like a really like, again, not being heavy-handed moment in that episode was like her family kind of basically disowned her because of the whole titty thing, because they're like, oh, you bring shame to our family. Yeah. So she finally like stands up to her parents and she's like, look, we all make mistakes. I made a mistake a year and a half ago. Let me grow. Let me go out in this world and do something. Yeah. And her dad and everybody still looked at her and they're like, nah, go back to your room. Wow. So she's like, fuck this. I'm about to be a crime fighter. So she becomes Wildcat and she like sneaks out at night and does that. Now the other character, the nerd girl, Beth Chapel, she doesn't really have any friends. Like her best friend's her parents, and you never really get to see them. I think they're like doctors or something like that.
Oh, okay, so, with the glasses.
So she ends up getting her abilities. She gets I think she's Night Owl. She gets these special goggles where she could like get into any type of like information or anything like that. So she's so she's like the hacker. Well, she's out on the field too. So they bring her out on missions. Like if they need to hack something, she can use her goggles to see like what the code is for something. Yeah. Or like one guy was getting beat up, so she used her goggles, and the goggles like, hey, use the fire extinguisher and spray this person with that. Yeah. So that's her power. And then the other guy, he has like his power is good, but it kind of sucks. He has this hourglass, and then when he turns it upside down, he has super strength, but you only have it for an hour. So you gotta kind of like, all right, man, I got this hour. I gotta get everything done. I gotta get everything done in this hour. I'm gonna get the shit kicked out of me. And his story was that his dad was the original hourglass, and he died, and he got left with his abusive uncle who just treats him like shit.
Oh shit! I like the cast. I feel like Joel McHale is not going to just be there for one episode. He'll be back again. He's probably alive doing some douchebag shit.
And you don't even know if that's truly her dad. They kind of leave that as a mystery because she keeps saying, she keeps saying, Star Man's my dad, and that one guy who builds the machines, like the ghetto Iron Man. Yeah. That's a ghetto ass. Well, that's the other thing I like about the show. Every other episode, he goes to a scrapyard and he's picking up different pieces for his machine.
Oh, okay. I like his character in this so far. Yeah, Stripey or whatever. He looks like Where's Waldo. He looked like a Where's Waldo character or something.
So he finally, like in the newer episodes, he finally got somebody to help him build it. But like every other episode, he's been going there, and the guy at the junkyard's like, "What the fuck are you building? A tank?" He's like, "You're here every week buying random stuff," and he's like, "Oh well, I'm just trying to refurbish this car of mine, They're like, "Nah, man, you building a tank. Why you need a jet engine and all this stuff?" It's like, so yeah, that's what I like about it. I like the dynamic of the characters. I like that they kill kids. They murdered this one kid. I think the third episode. He was a dumbass though. He was all about magic. Yeah. And his cars are like flying into the road, and he ran running after it, and the big ass like semi truck ran into him. Oh wow. It was a bad guy that killed it. And here's the other thing that made it more effed up. The bad guy, like the Injustice Syndicate, they're all like higher ups in the town. Like they're the mayor, they're doctors, they're lawyers, they're principal.
Illuminati.
So yeah, like all the higher ups in the town are part of the Injustice Society. Yeah. So when he killed that dude, he knew that he was the son to one of the guys in the Injustice Society. He did that shit on purpose. It was an ice guy, I forgot his name, but he made the ground slippery. And homeboy slipped into the road, and he made that truck run into his ass. I was like, "Damn, y'all just killing kids in this show."
Now, is this League before Justice League in DC Comics?
Yeah, this is like
it is before, right?
Yeah, you remember like the old school Green Lantern with the cape?
Yeah.
Yeah, people like that because she has the lantern, but they haven't recruited anybody for that yet.
Damn, man. DC seems like they have it, but they don't know how to like say what they have, how to show it, because they have everything. Like, I hope the show works out. I'll check out another episode tonight. Cause
the last episode, they all came together with their costumes, but they had to fight. You ever watch Young Justice? You remember Sport Master with the hockey mask?
Sounds familiar.
He was beating the brakes off of them, man. He was just taking. He was beating them up with sports supplies. It's like he went to. It's like he
Casey
went to,
Jones.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like he went to Dick's Sporting Goods and just grabbed a bunch of shit, and he just took baseballs. He was beating the shit out of them. Because the thing is, he don't really have
sports check for our Canadian listeners.
Yeah, he doesn't really have like superpowers. He's just really good at all sports.
He's basically Casey Jones.
Pretty much. So like the guy with the super strength was beating them up. He's like, I'm gonna hit you in the dick with this baseball bat.
Yeah.
He's
Chug
like,
on this puck. Chug on this puck.
So he was just making like ridiculous like shots. He was hitting them with hockey
boomerangs,
pucks, everything. So I was just like, that was dope how they did that. And his wife is the same way. And like throughout the show, you see them when they're not in costume in the show all the time, like at sporting events.
Yeah.
And then you finally see them in the costume in the film, because at every sporting event, they're always complaining. And the coaches keep disappearing.
Yeah.
And you found out that they keep killing the different coaches.
Okay.
It's good, man.
It's the best one out of these ones that you've seen in a minute. Would you put it up there with the...
It's up there with Doom Patrol. I have more fun.
That's what I was about to say. With Doom Patrol and
I have more
The
fun
Boys.
with Stargirl than Doom Patrol lately.
Okay. What about the Boys? Because The Boys is one of my favorite comic book shows.
Nah, The Boys is another league.
Oh, okay. I'll check out another episode tonight.
But Stargirl is really good. Each episode gets better. Like, it progressively gets better. But yeah, they did that girl dirty with them titty pictures, man.
Yeah, that's messed up. I seen this.
I would have became a superhero too, man.
That shit happened to girls in high school. It was messed up. I remember that.
And then I think the guy who
was too big.
Who showed it, I think his dad's one of the villains who's in the hospital. They put somebody in the hospital.
Okay, well, I'll check it out.
Yep, it's good. I really like how they're recruiting. I don't know when or who they're going to use for Green Lantern. I feel like they might save that though for later.
Yeah, they're gonna want more than one season, right?
Yeah, because she had the lantern, and at one point she was ready to take everything back because like these guys, they're ready to kill kids. Like I told you, she's like shit's getting too hot because she don't know what she's doing.
Yeah, that stick seems like the lantern, kind of like it chooses you type thing. Very similar.
That stick has its own personality, which I like.
It's also like the carpet in Aladdin. You know
it's like Doctor Strange's cape.
Yeah, like that too.
Useful with its own personality. So yeah, I give Stargirl a 9 so far. It's been good.
Wow.
It's been really good. It's been like season 1 of Flash and Arrow good.
Okay, that's good. Hope they don't go and break our hearts again.
Because they got the production right now, but I feel like if it goes all the way to CW and they start filming in Vancouver, that's when the shit will go downhill. So they need to keep that production up because it's like a movie every episode.
So where can people watch Stargirl?
It's on the DC Universe app and it's also on CW. And you can also watch it on the CW app for free.
Nice. So I have to use a VPN. Finish it off.
Yeah, that or Canada probably has it on what's that channel? Did you guys watch?
CTV
Arrow?
maybe.
Yeah, CTV probably shows it on Tuesday.
Yeah, I'll have to check on that.
Stargirl,
I'll have to check and see. All right, well, you want to talk about
we're on
Last of Us 2 a little bit?
Yeah, we're on the girl power kick right now, so let's talk about Last of Us 2.
Spoiler free?
Let's do some spoilers. We'll spoil up to where I'm at in the game.
This is going to be, we'll say spoiler conversation for people who haven't played it yet then.
Mild spoilers.
Y'all want to jump out right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. We love the support. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, hit us up at the Bacchanal on Instagram. That's the_BACCHANAL.
And we're on Facebook too.
Yep, the Bacchanal fan page.
Yeah,
go up there, talk shit with us. Trying to get that group more active.
So yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about this, The Last of Us 2 a bit.
All right, so let's. I'm on my way to Route 5. So
what day is that? Seattle day what?
Day 3, I believe. I found the Asian guy grabbed me.
Oh, okay.
Grabbed me up, and I was just like, "That's a coincidence." That's some bullshit, though, man. You
didn't like the red herring?
That was a super coincidence. I was like, really? And your baby mama is on my couch.
He tracked them.
Did he?
Yeah. They tracked Tommy and he was tracking them. Like, remember how it showed they learned how to track? Racist,
man. Nah, man. He used an ancient Chinese secret. That's what they do.
But in the trailer, that was the main character who grabbed her the first time.
Joel?
That was Joel in the trailer. But in the game, it was him.
Him dead, y'all. Whoops. Him gone.
We're in spoilers, so.
So yeah, like a lot of these incels, they're really bad because first of all, they're the epitome of straight white male. Joel, him dead.
Bastion. Yeah.
Bashed in by Abby, who people thought was a transgender woman.
Yeah.
So that really ticked them off. And then you have Ellie, who's a lesbian, who has a girlfriend who's bisexual, who's pregnant. You got all the letters right, the LBG.
So they were just mad, man. Like, compilations online when they're mad that he died. They were mad when they read the spoilers that he died. They were like, I'm not buying this game, I'm not supporting it. Like, they're acting like this guy was like the pinnacle of what humanity's supposed to be. This whole time, he's demonstrating acts of that he is not deserving to be alive in this world. And he's left, like, the whole time is a redemption story kind of in the first one. And then when he gets his opportunity to actually truly be a better person, he decides to be selfish and make decisions for people.
Exactly.
And lie and say, there's many other people with the cure. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I got to the point where she called him out on that, and she's like, we've been out on these streets for a long time. I have not met anybody like me.
Yeah.
And he's like, hush your mouth, bitch.
Exactly. Like, the problem in this game is it's falling on the pillars of the first one that they never gave her choice. You know what I mean? So, like, if they gave her choice in the beginning, we would never been in this situation. But both sides never gave her choice. So that was problematic from the get-go. So for people that have problem with where this game went, you got to have the same problem with the first game, in my opinion.
So if they just let Ellie get sliced up, the world.
If they gave her the choice, like, okay, there's a chance you could die while we're trying to get this thing out of your brain. Do you still want to go through with this? And she said no. And then they still tried to kill her. And then you're Joel saving her. You know, that would have been another kind of story. You know what I'm saying? But they never gave her a choice.
Yeah, they kind of just sprung it on Joel while she was. By the way, she's gonna probably die.
Yeah, not probably. We're gonna cut her head off to get this to find the thing that's in her brain that makes her not get affected by this, virus. So he was like, "What? No," you know what I mean? I don't know. I would probably do the same thing. That's why I get it. I get why he did what he did. But not giving any choices was the problem in the first place. And the whole story of writing.
You feel like a sociopath when you're playing it.
But every other game should make you feel like that because there's so many games where you're Mario just jumping on things' heads, just killing on.
They don't have names.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't have names.
You're killing thousands of things. You're getting points for killing things. You could avoid them in Mario. But then you see that little number in the top corner where you get more points for doing it. So you're like, yeah, every mushroom's getting it. You know what I mean? You're trying to do a combo where you're jumping off one mushroom's head to the other.
Because just recently I was playing the dog with PETA. And I don't know if PETA will like this game. I shot the dog in the face.
Yeah.
Because it could track your scent. And
those naughty dogs.
And I shot the girl, one of the girls tracking me.
Yeah.
I came up, Jesus Christ, Ashley's dead. I was like, holy shit, I killed Ashley.
Exactly.
I was like, damn, I didn't know I killed Ashley. The other thing I like is
you killed the dog. They killed Rusty. They killed Rusty.
Roscoe got shot.
Roscoe. Knuckles is down.
Every NPC in the game feels important.
Yeah.
The level of detail of like
that's genius.
You could shoot ligaments off. Like I could shoot your leg.
Yeah,
you'll fall forward with just like half of a leg.
And I was doing stuff like that. They were hiding behind something. Yeah, they were hiding behind something, and I saw their knee poking out. So I shot the knee, and the person went to like grab their knee, and then I shot him in the head. I was like, "This is next level storytelling." And they're like, "Oh, they killed Jen." I was like, "I didn't even know that was Jen."
These bullets have no names.
Yeah. Every other game, you're like plowing through people. Like you play Destiny or any other shooter, you just Call of Duty, you're just shooting things and moving forward, just killing. This one is like you're feeling the weight of every person you kill.
Yeah.
So hey man, it did its job to me. I beat this game. I'm not getting spoilers for you, but they did an amazing job of making you feel like you have PTSD later on in the game when you're like safe and you just feel like I don't deserve this. Any moment it's gonna pop off. You know, so they do amazing jobs of like saying things without saying it in this game. Like I don't know the word right now, but they did an amazing job.
So this is a revenge tale, and I always heard with revenge, you got to dig 2 graves, one for the person you're after, and one for yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm not expecting a happy ending. I'm pretty sure I know what happens, but how do you feel about the character Abby? I kind of feel like that could have been Last of Us 3, where I play as Abby.
I feel like they did a genius job in storytelling in this game that is like raising the bar for movies, books. Like video gaming has always had an element of, there's a powerful way to tell stories in this that can raise the bar on storytelling. And I feel like they did that in this game, because when Abby killed Joel, she didn't get any one-up, no part where she's jumping in the air, hitting a star, and like Mario, super happy. She just looked at Joel and she looked with regret. She looked at him like, man, this was not worth it at all. What was I doing? And her story is parallel to Ellie's story. So she realized from that point in the story that this whole trek that Ellie's on is just like, it's no point to it, man. Like okay, he's gone, but like everybody goes through their stories. Everybody that's
not gonna bring the person back. You're getting
everybody has a crew, everybody has a story, everybody has a name. So that's why it's so impactful when you hear each person's name. It's like that person's gonna have a revenge story now, who just yelled out, "You killed my girl Jen!" You know, everybody has.
But some of the backlash I see with this is that they try to paint a picture of like Ellie being a piece of shit, and that she has to deal with the demons of what she did, while the character Abby kind of just goes off, you know, and gets to ride off into the sunset. While your character is kind of like fucked up in shambles.
They realize that the world they're living in is no longer the world of the good and the bad. It's just the people that want to live. It's like,
I think it's gray, because when you start the game, it's like a gray picture of Ellie. It's super gray.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's the tone of the game.
That is the tone. Yeah, but they realize that it's like, this isn't like society right now where it's like, oh, you do wrong, you break the law. It's like, no, this is just, we want to see tomorrow. Like, we just want to live.
It's survivalist.
You're not bad for wanting to live. You're just trying to survive. So that's a realization that they come with. They're like, I'm just trying to survive. Like, and like people are dying every day. Like, just to see tomorrow is a true blessing.
So where do you think some of the negative backlash with the gameplay comes from? Like, people are saying, oh, the gameplay is not that good. You know, wasn't that good in the first game. Oh, there's times where you could just tap square and beat up a zombie.
Yeah, like I honestly disagree with that, because I, like, from playing Uncharted 1, Uncharted 2, you see the evolution of talent and skill in Naughty Dog. And this game, it took all those things and became better at what they do. Like, you can't play a Telltale game and expect to play Call of Duty. Like, that's what these people are doing. They're like, oh, I'm playing this game and I can't do a damn backflip. It's like, this is the world that they build, and they've been evolving this style of game since Uncharted 1. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I give them kudos. I think they raised the bar on their game playing, on their making of a game. Like, the way that you could sneak on your stomach now, you could be more agile and dodge, like how Bloodborne, they put that ability in there when you hit L1 and you do the back dodge, and you make Ellie can jump now. You couldn't even jump as Joel, I don't believe. And he was more heavy as a character. She's way more agile and nimble. You know what I mean? So I think they evolved everything. I loved the stages, the way the grass was way higher. It showed like you're walking through a city, but it doesn't even look like a city. It looks like an Amazon. I thought that was so dope. Problems I had with the game were like, you know how I feel about these moments where you got to slide in between things. Yeah. You did that way too many times. We did it so much in this game. It felt like it was like making fun of doing that, because sometimes it was just like a 2-second go through thing. I was like, you didn't even have to do that. Like, why even put that in there?
Or it's a jump scare. You slide through it and somebody, I got you, bitch.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I just snuck past like how many people, and then this one person gets me. Like, I snuck past a bunch of people in one part. I don't want to spoil it. But then I go to open up the door and some big ass person's like, oh, you thought you can get away from me, huh? She's over here. And I'm like, what the hell? You know, like, you just had to add it in. Like, what tempo were they trying to set in this game? I want to play it again and honestly see if I could sneak past a lot of the things that I just like ran through, bullets, guns a-blazing. Cause
I leave a trail of bodies everywhere. I tell you, I'm playing like a sociopath right now.
But I want to play the game again and see if I can sneak through a lot of these stages. Now that I know where I have to go, because before I didn't know where I had to go, so I'm like hitting everybody. But I don't like, the one thing I hope they evolve from is, I hope they evolve from this whole like you do the killings, you kill people in this one section, and then the person's like, all right, I guess that's it. You know, it's like, how do you know it's it? I'm you. How do you know to tell me it's it? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like it's basically saying, put your guard down now.
Yeah, I wish it didn't have that. This stage has
been cleared. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish it didn't have that. I wish it had like the music, the tempo still, and you gotta find that spot. You're like, where the hell is the door? You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, it breaks the immersion of the game.
Yeah. Like it's an amazing game. I wouldn't give it like masterpiece or anything. I think it's a great game. I think it's an amazing game. It's amazing, like goodbye to the PS4, which a lot of things I want to see go, which is the we're done. Okay, I killed everybody. Or the stupid slide. Oh, we just gotta slide through here. And you're sliding through to let the thing load. Like, come on, let's go. Let's do away with that thing. That trick has been shown so much in these games now. PS5 and Xbox, please, I don't want to see that anymore. And there's a couple other things, but you keep talking. I'll think about it.
I had something I completely forgot just now.
Oh, no problem. But the parallels with Abby, how I felt about Abby, I like the character. At first, I didn't like the character, but then they even foreshadowed. They're like, why do you think she just wanted to go for Joel? Like, you know, like her girlfriend was like, why was she just focused on Joel though? Why did they leave you alive? You know what I mean? So like, I didn't.
That wasn't Ellie's girlfriend, man. That girl belonged to the streets.
She really did.
She was for everybody.
But yeah, she was.
Damn.
But they asked good questions in the next scene. You know what I mean? And people were saying, oh, I saw people online saying, oh, there's no way Joel could get caught like that. Joel let his guard down. If you didn't notice, Joel was a completely open character now. He wasn't like before where he would just be like, nah, we got to keep moving.
Yeah, he was paranoid now.
He was like more going to what their job, Tommy and Joel's job was to go knock out, kill zombies, and recruit people to come to Jacksonville. So he saw people, and he was like, you guys can come back to Jacksonville. We got food. We got places you could stay. You know what I mean? That's what he was telling Abby. When that was an ill introduction, like, to them meeting, because when the fence fell with Abby, remember when she was crawling?
Yep. And
then he pulled her, saved her from that, and then they were running the whole time.
Was that planned? Like, did she?
No.
Because
that was coincidence. They were going to get him in Jacksonville. They were just going to stay the night in that snowboarding place, that little.
Yeah, because I was saying, because that place, like, they leave that notebook and they write whenever somebody does watch, so they probably looked and saw that Joel was there a couple of times because you signed off on the log. Mm-hmm. So they probably saw that log and they're like, all right, we're going to plan this. Joel seems to come here every 4 days.
Yeah, they were probably going to go to the Jackson or wait there for Joel. They were trying to get Joel. That was their main strategy.
So that's
this whole thing happened. Yeah, and then they ran into the room, and then he was like, oh, we got this supplies. We're safe. You're safe. Don't worry. He saw Ellie in Abby. He was basically like, oh shit, this girl's on her own out here. Oh, she has friends. Wait, you guys know me? And then by the time he realized what's going on, he got a shotgun to the knee. So to me, I thought that was the best way to get it to.
What if Joel was like, yo, I'm sorry. I was in a different headspace. You think she would let him live?
I kind of feel like she wanted to let him live, but then she looked around at all her friends that were there who she made go through all this shit. And she was like, I put them through all this and I've gone this far. I have to go through with it. Because at a moment where she was like looking around, she's like, all right. Like, rewatch the scene. You'll see. It's like,
the equivalent of in high school. They go, ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're just like, I got to follow through with it.
Let's not act like, they went all the way from one part of America all the way to the other with this girl so she could do this thing. And then she doesn't go through with it there. I'll be like, yo, what the hell? What's wrong with this girl? You know what I mean? So I feel like she went through with it because of the peer pressure. And she didn't feel nothing good after that. She walked away looking more sad than she was before she went there. You know, so
a man lost his life because of a grudge.
It happens all the time, right? Probably especially in this world.
Oh yeah, some dumb shit. Lose your life at Carabana, stepping on some shoes.
Exactly. So how did you feel about Abby and the way the story is developing for you?
I liked Abby. I didn't give a shit about Joel in the first game.
Me neither. I was like, when's he gonna get killed? And people, there's a lot of complaints in the third act, the final act of this game.
Yes.
And I can say, like, how could you like the first game and dislike this game? Because it had the same problematic things. I could tell you what the problem thing people were complaining about.
Yeah.
The first game, you run and gun with a person who wants your deer, and they end up being the main antagonist for Ellie. Remember?
Yeah, the Fireflies.
They were no, it wasn't the Fireflies. It was this dude who's gonna sexually harass you.
Oh yeah, the pervert dude. Yeah,
he just came out of nowhere. Remember?
Yep.
In this one, there's another sanction. It's not the priest people. It's not the
it's the cannibals, right?
It's not cannibals either. I don't think. It's like just another gang
of
people. No, it's not the Scars. It's not the Scars, and it's not Abby's crew.
Yeah, it's the Wolves and the Scars. Okay.
No, but it's a third crew that Abby gets taken with, and Ellie goes in there and gets through there. But it's a whole new crew. So it's like people are like, yo, how are they gonna introduce a whole new crew, a whole new problem, like way into this game? They did that in the first game. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you have a problem with that, how can you put the first game at such a high regard? I saw that. I was like, I get it.
Spoilers, like when she gets to the point where she's fighting Abby, I'm just like, you know, a certain thing happens, and I'm just like,
powerful, man. Honestly,
I was like, just like, why you decide to just let the person go then when you could just let them go a long time ago?
Well,
it just seems kind of dumb.
Nah. Because she's okay. Every time she closes her eyes, she gets PTSD and she sees Joel's head bashed open. So she wants to get rid of that PTSD. She goes there. She gets past this whole crew they got like helmets on. They're more prepared than anybody else we've ever seen before. They deck that poor Ivy kid or whatever his name is, like the kid. They punch him so hard. When you see it, you'll be like, "Oh my god!"
That's a hate crime because I think that person was transgender.
They decked that poor kid so hard. He was out cold for the rest of the game. Okay, you go through, you battle all these people to get to kill her, and then you see where she is, and she's hanging at the beach, like months. They left her just hanging, starving her, and she's all skinny and she's just finished. And you cut her free. And you're letting her go.
Just to whoop her ass. Just to whoop her ass.
She goes, there's a boat this way. There are boats over here. She leads you to boats. And then she's getting on a boat. And you start getting flashbacks of Joel with his head bashed open. So then you're like, you go fully through the same problems that Joel had. You become that same on the wrong side of history person. And that's what Ellie becomes. And then while she's fighting her, she's killing her. And she's drowning her. And she realizes, I fucking lost myself. I'm losing it. Like, this is not right. So then she's like, you know what? Whatever. Because the girl was like, yo, I don't want to fight you. I'm done with this. She was more like, I've been through this. I did what you did, and it's not worth it. Like what I told you at the beginning when she killed Joel. She should have just let it all go. It's not worth it. So she was like, okay, you want to fight me? I get it. I get why you would want to fight me. So she fights her, but she doesn't really want to fight her. You get what I'm saying?
This is like Kill Bill. This is like the sequel to Kill Bill we don't even know about. Where
so she's like, I get it.
Vivica A. Fox's daughter going after the lady for killing.
So then she realizes, yo, this girl doesn't even want to come and kill me because when you're on the farm, she's like, oh my God, the boogeyman could come at any moment and kill me. So she's like, I got to go out there and kill her because she could come back and kill me at any time. So that's why she goes after her again. But when she realizes this girl's done with this shit, she never even wanted to come back and kill her. Why am I doing this? Who am I, like, Joel's gone. Like, this is not going to bring her back.
Technically,
so
she saved her life and then tried to whoop her ass.
Yeah, because she was like, yo, what you did was still wrong. But then she realized, yo, what is this all for? Like, what am I doing this for? I'm losing everything in the meantime. She lost everything. While you're on this journey, she's getting pure people killed. She gets Jesse killed. Tommy can't walk or see straight. She loses her ting. She loses the baby. She loses the house, the farm, the perfect picture that she had. She's losing everything on this rampage of rage. And Abby already did that. She lost everything. So she's been through it already. She's like, yo, I know what you're going through. Like, she showed empathy at the right time. She's like, all right, you want to kill me? Kill me, drown me. And the girl was just like, God damn it, I can't do it. You know what I mean? So that was the powerful moment in the game. She didn't lose who she was. She was still one of the Last of Us, one of the good people.
My camera looking all blurry and shit.
You get what I'm saying? Go like that if you get blurry.
I still look blurry.
But yeah, you see what I'm saying? She didn't lose herself. She is still one of the Last of Us. One of the
she lost some other things though.
She lost everything. But yeah, you'll see what happens at the end of the game.
Yeah.
But you see how she lost her fingers and she can't even play the guitar. So the guitar is basically a parallel to the watch from part 1.
I have a theory. She was mad because those are the same fingers that she was fingering that girl with.
She's doing a weird thing with these two.
So now she don't have them fingers no more. So now She's got that thumb. She could just do this right here.
That usually does the trick.
She could do it good. She could do a flick of the wrist.
Yeah.
That's why she was really crying. She was like, them bitches can't get these hands no more.
Yeah. But basically, she didn't lose herself from being one of the last of us, like one of the last people who haven't gone too far. Because a lot of these people have gone far. Like, they're just like a killing machine for nothing. For what? They're just like one of the zombies. They're just walking around. You know what I mean? It's very parallel to The Walking Dead and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So
I know people who still think Abby's transgendered. Like, when she had that sex scene, I ain't see no titties. And then she bent over. Like, there's a whole like
yeah. I saw that
Reddit.
Part. Yeah. Well, I saw the scene and I was like, what the ass is this? You know what I mean? But
getting them cheeks clapped, boy.
Yeah. But I was like, is she not? But then as the story progresses, you realize who is. And it's like, oh shit, that's pretty powerful storytelling. The way they did that. I honestly feel like Sony put the leaks out. I'll be honest with you. The way they be doing these red herrings, I feel like they put the leak out to kind of
to ease the blow for some of these incels.
For Joel, yeah, because if they just saw that and they didn't have no warning, they would have fucking like melted. You know. So
there's one guy I saw. He beat the game. He took the disc out. He took his scissors and he just cut that shit.
See, like
I was like, "That's your $60."
Yeah, exactly. Like, they done good. They already got your money. Like they're gonna buy part 3 if part 3 comes. You know what I know they're gonna do, which I hope they do. I know these people are still gonna go and download on PS5 the battle royale style online versus type of thing when that comes out, because that's going to come out and it's going to have the 3-4 different factions. It's going to have Jacksonville, it's going to have the Scars, it's going to have Abby's squad, and it's going to have the new squad, like the Slaughterers or whatever they're called. It's going to have those 4 different teams. You could be one of those teams. It's going to have the different characters, and it's going to be in Seattle or wherever. You know what I'm saying? I know that online game's coming. They're just letting people feel the impact of this first. But
you think that, or you think we're gonna get a DLC, story DLC next year?
I don't think we're gonna get a DLC. If we were, we're not gonna get it anymore. This is a great game because it's so divisive. I don't like. What more story would you want to see out of this right now? I could wait another 10 years for the next game.
A random new character. I don't know. Or
the only thing I could,
some more Joel stuff they might do to soften that blow for some of these incels. Or like,
the joke is Joel's in the game. You don't play as him, but he's throughout the whole game. Like
flashbacks, yeah.
Yeah, he's still there throughout the whole game with new stuff that you see, new.
But that fake ass country accent, man, that shit was pissing me off.
See, I'm not from the country, so it works.
I was like, you are not from Texas. He's like, y'all over here. I was like, Troy Baker. If you don't cut it out,
I thought he killed it. I thought he did a good job being from the north. You know what I mean? So
I was like, what kind of Matthew McConaughey Texas is this right here, man?
Yeah, he didn't work for you. Wow.
At times, no.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was good. There's like when you were heading to the museum.
Yeah.
And you're swimming in the water. You're like, go jump over yonder or something. I was like, oh.
Nah, boss, that ain't it.
I was like, come on, man.
Wow. See, that's something I didn't even notice being up north. I didn't.
Yeah, because my wife is like, kind of fake ass Southern accent. I was like.
Good. That's a perspective I want from this. That's the angles I want to hear. Man.
Yeah, some of it sounded good. Some of it was just like try hard. Like y'all fixing to go over there.
I didn't even notice.
I was like, he's like, oh no, alien, we're gonna go do this right here. Gonna go over yonder, over there.
Over yonder.
Fixing to go cut the lights off real quick, alien. I was just like, what kind of bullshit?
But you saw the parallel with the guitar and the watch, though.
Yeah,
the guitar was Joel. The watch was everybody who gives a gift dies. Like Joel gave Ellie the guitar, just like his daughter gave him the watch. She died. So they were kind of prepping people for where the story was.
Them fingers, you see, look, them fingers gave the gift of orgasm. That's why they died.
They died.
The fingers died.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. There's a lot of cool things online too, where you can go and play the guitar. And do you remember? I
was watching people. Yeah,
there's people who are making like Metallica songs and like Pearl Jam, different types of tracks and shit like that. They got some time on their hands, man, but they're talented. Go learn a real guitar if you can do that.
All right, here's my other problem. How you gonna let somebody bite off your fingers and be like, you know what? I'm gonna let you live now, bitch. You done won. My fingers are gone. You should have let her live before the fingers are gone.
In the real world, Abby wouldn't have been able to survive that battle. Do you know how much knife cuts she got? Like, she would lose so much blood. You cut her so much and stabbed her so much. That's the one thing with these games too. Joel like falls on a pipe and he survives. He would have been dead like from that in that world. But people are like, nah, boss, he's still good. This one, she's like Rambo. She's like, she gets a bow and arrow right through her shoulder. She would not be able to raise that shoulder at all. That muscle right there, the front shoulder, to do that, she got hit.
She had that perseverance in her heart, man.
She wrapped up her wrist. She wrapped her wrist and her shoulder was fine.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's a video game, people. Relax. You know what I mean? Like, there's all kinds of problems like that I could find.
I ain't gonna let somebody bite off my finger, my looks, and then be like, you know what? We're square, but now, nah,
see,
man.
So you don't like that? You don't like that?
No, eye for eye. I'm gonna take your fingers too.
Oh Lord, see, that's the world that they're in. They'll never get out of that problem.
Oh well, the circle.
Yeah, see,
I would have had 2 graves built right there at the.
So
farm.
what are you fighting for then? If you're just trying to be in the same, if no one's ever going to evolve from that, what are you fighting for?
For the revenge of Joel. Once she's dead, he just
fuck. Joel's gone.
Well, kill her, make me feel a lot better.
Yeah, for what, an hour?
Yeah, and I'm gonna go back on my farm by my damn self, and then
someone's gonna come and be like, "You killed Jen." I came for Jen.
And then I'll point to the back of the yard. I'll be like, my grave is right there. You want to walk me to
it? You slaughtered my poor dog, Rusty.
Yep. Exactly. She could go back to the farm and maybe Rusty's owner's just waiting for her.
Yeah.
The circle continues.
Rusty's owner's coming. That's the DLC right there.
Yeah. The dog trainer. I trained all these dogs and they're all
just
slaughtered.
Killed them. Took me 4 years to get this dog to do not shit in the house. You killed him on the 4th.
Play as some random guy named Leroy.
Yeah, there's nothing they could do more. I think they should just.
Yes, I want to play as a black person.
Why?
Because I want to.
It's so stupid.
I want to know. I want to know the black perspective during all this. Like, he puts on the mask and he sees one of the spores, and he says, "Man, fuck this," and he turns around.
That's the one thing that surprises me so much in this game. How open they are to all different cultures. There's no like real racism that you see. It's just more like, you're this and I'm my philosophy is this and your philosophy is that, so I don't like you. It's not like a color thing. Like, there's Asians, blacks, Chinese, everybody all together. You know what I'm saying? They defeated racism in this game while they becoming more racist against different teams.
They didn't defeat homophobia because homeboy the bigot sandwich guy too. He called her all types of names.
Oh yeah, at the beginning.
Yeah, he's like, "I made you a steak sandwich."
Yeah. I forgot about that guy. Yeah.
You know, you probably called her the D word. The D word that rhymes with pipe.
Yikes!
Like,
yikes! Yikes!
Ellie looked like she stinked the whole game. There's one part in the beginning. She's like, "You wore that clothes yesterday," and she's like,
"So."
She's like, "It's comfortable." I'm like,
Ellie, you.
Ellie smelling like the Mayflower out here.
Yeah, Ellie looked pretty stink. She made the whole game.
She ain't taking no feminine hygiene products. Her nails, when you're working on your gun, you look at the nails, just dirt and sadness in the nails, man.
Yeah. Ellie didn't brush her teeth one scene.
Not once, man. She ain't biting a piece of bark or nothing.
That's the thing with this game. Like, you go around finding the weirdest things, like pieces of scissors and shit. You could make something to stab somebody with a toothbrush. Like, there's toothbrushes in every house. Like, you'd think she would be like cutting. That's how she makes those things to stab people, with the toothbrush.
Nah, that's for the black.
Not DLC. A random.
You get to play the black man got out of jail.
Like, they make things out of the most random stuff. Like, it's like, how are you finding this in a house? Like, different specific wiring.
You want to play as a black man during the apocalypse? A random black guy?
I don't know. I don't know.
I want to play as a stereotypical black guy. And then there was an outbreak in prison. And I used a toothbrush to get out.
So, do you like the mechanics of this world? Do you want to see it go further in some form or fashion?
Yeah, they could fix some things, of course, and they could. I think the fluidity of the game was good. Like, I didn't see a lot of loading screens. It'll load like one time.
Yeah, I didn't really feel none.
I like the detail of, like, when you have the astronaut helmet on.
That was amazing.
When you breathe, you'll see like your breath on the helmet. So this game deserves like 9s and 10s from a technical aspect, but I can see some of the flaws in the story.
Yeah, of course, but it's a video game. Like, I just beat like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which people give high acclaim also, and I do too. But the end of that game was like, you spend so much time with this guy trying to kill you, who's your own brother, and then you have one conversation. He's like, "Oh, for real? Well, I guess I'm cool now." It's like, what? You killed everybody I love, and you go try to kill me for 30 hours, and then in 2-minute conversation we're cool. So
they're like, "Oh, water under the bridge."
Yeah.
Right,
this game is like leaps and bounds above storytelling of a video game. You know what I mean? So that's why I give it so much props. It's like if other like the accessibility also, like for people who can't hold a controller the way we can hold a controller, or for people who have eyesight problems or who can't see certain colors, they rose the bar on accessibility for this game also. The second playthrough, I'm going to probably throw on some of the accessibility stuff on there to make it easier for me to find.
You can play that shit like Daredevil.
Yeah, there's a thing where you can hit a button and it shows a wave during like Assassin's Creed where it just shows you what you can and can't open. I'm going to put that wave on. Why not? I'm going to put the
Stevie Wonder going to play this game. Stevie Wonder can see. I've heard stories where
Stevie Wonder could play this.
Man, I heard stories where like he'll tell people where to park and all types of shit. Like, like he'll open the door and be like, "Hey, park to the left right there." Like I've heard stories where Stevie got his third eye open. He could see with that shit. Apparently.
But this game is a definite. I can't wait for other games to be inspired by this and create better stories or different stories from what this left people like ringing after. You know what I mean? So I'm excited.
I'm excited to see what PS5 Zero Dawn is going to be on par with something like this.
No, but I think it'll be pretty close. It'll be pretty good. That'll be like a Ubisoft type of game. I don't see it being much better than the other game, but just a little bit more. And I was good for that game. That game's in hot water right now too.
The hell?
Saying it's cultural appropriation.
What, Native Americans?
Yeah. So, shit, man. This guy shrugged his shoulder. What was a black person thing? Well, then you'd care.
No,
right?
I'm thinking. I was like, I thought there was a Native American in there.
Nah, man.
Because it's the future, and they made like a clone white woman of like the person who.
There's different cultures like Asian and stuff like that.
But the white lady kind of just adopted the culture of the people, because aren't the main people of the village Native? And she's like the one redhead though. She's literally a redhead stepchild in the game.
Yeah.
Because there's not other redheads. So that's what I'm trying to think of, like the.
Well, they're going through their issue right now. Because
I'm trying to think like the people of the village are diverse. There's like Native, white.
It's all different cultures.
It's all different. It's like a hodgepodge of cultures. And she's literally the redhead stepchild who shows up, and they're like, "Why the fuck you here?" so I'm trying to.
I am not on a side of anything for this. I'm just telling you what people are doing online.
No,
fine-tooth combers are out there.
I'm trying to see it. I'm trying to see
fine-tooth combing through whatever they can right now.
I'm trying to see the problem though. I'm just like.
Yeah,
it's pretty diverse though. Like, if
someone's gonna make a thing. I'll post it on our Facebook page.
If it was a village of just like straight up white people talking about we're Indians, I'll be like, all right, I see it. But it's like
the way they're saying tribe and spirit animal. They're using all that terminology, but
black people we call like instead of crew we say, "Yo, it's my tribe." That's are we appropriating culture?
I ain't defending or saying. I'm just telling you what people are doing online.
Bro,
it ain't right. It ain't wrong. People are going too far with the fine-tooth comb, and they need to focus on the people that are in charge of their clean water, in charge of their politics.
Yes, let's get Michigan's water clean.
Yeah. Why y'all stop fine-tooth combing these stupid celebrities? They don't know what the hell they're doing.
Some of these situations with police brutality that's going on.
And justice for these people that are being killed for no reason.
Yeah, like that young man, Elijah. I forgot his last name. The boy with the autism.
It's sad that I can't even keep up with the names.
He could play. He was playing violins for the local cats and stuff like that, and they killed him for no reason. And the thing is, he died since like August, and this is like now, like hitting like nationwide news. And the thing is, like
people are fine-tooth combing this stuff.
Because the thing is, like, how many situations are there right now that we still don't know about until
There's too many.
It hits the news. It's scary.
Yeah, too many. Like the people are being hung. The girl being burnt on the street when she's walking to somewhere. Someone threw fire at her or something like that.
I got into this argument with this guy online. I had to give him a good old schooling because I told him, there's a whole month dedicated to Black history, and there's still dumbasses that don't know shit. Yeah. And then he had the audacity. He hit me with, "You act like the world and the police was just grabbing Black people and just throwing them in the jails." I said, "Aha! That actually did happen." I was like, right after the Civil War, they were putting Black people in jail for no damn reason for stuff like jaywalking or just simple petty crimes, or put them in jails and put them in there to have mass incarceration because of the 13th Amendment. You can't have slaves, but if you're in jail, you're basically like a slave in jail, and you can get free labor out of them in jail.
Exactly.
For the 13th Amendment. So that's what they did. They're like, all right, we're going to abolish slavery, but we're still going to get this free labor through people in jail. So you started throwing a bunch of black people in jail for dumb shit. And that happened today. Like, we still have people in jail for like marijuana, even though marijuana is legal in states. So like, are you going to get them out, or we're going to keep them out of in jail? And then when they get out, they can't even vote. We take away their right to vote.
Yeah, there's that politician who pushed the bill to make marijuana illegal and put on stronger charges for people. And then before marijuana became legal, he was backing legalizing marijuana, and he made companies and invested in marijuana. And then it became legal, and he owns like parts of the companies, the biggest companies for marijuana. And he's the same guy who got people put in jail for selling marijuana. So it's like, it's very crazy what's going on.
So like you try to educate people, and you're like, oh, what? Like, people don't even know stuff of like Seneca Village. That's like where Central Park was. The story
they changed it.
Yeah, like it was like a prosperous black town, and they bulldozed that shit, man.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can't.
I read something about how the Black Americans in World War I, when they came back from serving, in some states, they took them and putting them in jail or hanging them
or lynched them. Yeah, so you fight for his country.
Like, what the fuck? And you come off the bus and
get lynched. Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck, man? What do you got to do? So that guy's an idiot. Whoever's online, he's just bored.
And the thing is, young people, man. He's a young guy. I'm like, how are you that stupid, man?
Man, just leave him lost. That's how I see it,
man.
Not worth your energy.
I try not to argue too much.
You're not gonna convince people.
And then when you have black people that do that, I'm just like, Harriet Tubman would have left your ass on.
Yeah, man.
You would have got left.
So far, what do you think of The Last of Us 2?
I'm enjoying it. I like the gameplay. The story's okay so far. Mm-hmm. I'm not even a big fan of Ellie either. I don't think I like anybody in this damn game. I was like, Abby seems kind of okay.
I like the kid. I like Abby, the kid with bow and arrow.
I haven't met them yet.
Oh, okay.
I just had the one incident with Abby, strong ass Ronda Rousey beating the
well, you see, you get
like
people. She was like a normal kid, and then like her dad got murdered, so she devoted her whole life to just be a killing machine.
Where was she getting this protein from? Where was she doing the 2-hour workouts? Did
you not see yet?
No.
Oh, they show all that in the game. They go back to their camp. It's at the like the Seattle whatever football stadium, and they have food, they have stock, they have cows, they have horses, they have dogs, they have a gym, like an actual fitness center where the football players work out.
She was on a dope ass fitness regimen.
Yeah, she just dedicated her whole life to being a killing machine.
So she was okay. So this is off. I'm gonna go off the rails here.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of like Batman. Yeah. Like she dedicates her life to.
She changed. She was gonna go into science and stuff like that, but then she.
So that's my problem with the new Batman talking about he ain't gonna work out. How you Batman if you don't work out?
Yeah,
Batman's a crazy person.
Yeah, that's what Abby was until she got what she wanted and she didn't feel anything from it.
That's why Batman's supposed to be like crazy shit because he works out all the time. He's up all night. How you not in shape in Batman?
All she did was practicing to kill Joel, like Killmonger.
Yeah,
basically like that. Like she was just killing.
Yo, Abby's white Killmonger, bro.
Pretty much, she became like the lieutenant, like the king of that tribe. She was like the right hand man. Like she was just like, you want us to go kill here? Okay, and she'd be thinking kill Joel. Everybody she's killing, all the areas she's not.
I'm upset though. I wanted her to be transgender. Yeah. I wanted just to rub in the incel face.
I was happy with the way
I wanted her to be transgender.
I thought she was for the most part of the game. Man. And I was like, this is dope. Because I like more diverse stories. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I wish she was transgender.
When I was playing Odyssey, I chose the girl, and the story was so much more impactful and much better because people were so sexist in that time. So they were like, you could do the mission? Like treating her like she could, and she ended up excelling past their expectation.
I wanted a transgender woman to kill Joel.
I feel like they wanted to do that, but then they played it safe. They played a little safe.
They got scared, man. Yo, I want to play this transgender. Next character needs to be black.
Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah, I heard you could make like robotic penises.
Yeah,
about to have the longest robotic dick out here. And
these incels aren't going to be happy with PS5 and Xbox.
Oh no, the different shading and shadowing with the dick swinging.
Yeah, they're not going to be very happy with it because the stories that these people want to tell, they're our age. These creators of these games are our age and older now. So like they've watched these movies and seen these different types of media. So they're going to want to tell more powerful stories. And they're not going to like where it's not going to be the generic white guy running around, gunning and running with no remorse anymore. These stories.
What if you've been playing Tomb Raider for all these years? And then she whips her dick out and starts peeing. You're just like, oh, shit. Laura Croft was Lonnie Croft the whole time.
Lonnie this whole time?
Boy. Laura Croft was progressive this whole time.
I'm not mad at it.
You know me idiots will get mad? Yeah. Because it ain't even about the kid. It's about the story.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted Abby to be transgender.
Yeah, I thought she was for the most part of the game until we got to the end and I saw her hanging and she was way more skinny and she looked way more feminine. I was like, oh shit, she's a girl. Like even when she caught the Baccas, I thought it was a guy. I was like, oh shit, they're taking it there. You know what I mean? But I looked at my girl like, oh shit. She's like, what is going on with this story? But she couldn't stop watching.
Damn
like, that's
right.
Good storytelling.
That is.
Yeah.
And that's because the thing is, if you played for all these bigots out here, they played as a character who's transgender and then they didn't know and they're humanizing with this character. And then at the end, they whip it out on them.
Yeah.
Boom. And they wouldn't even know how to I was like, yo, they should have did that.
Yeah.
They should have did it.
That's what they should have did with Joel. Joel should have been a woman this whole time or something.
Exactly, bro. Like Joel have like a scar. They're like, what happened? You had breast cancer? And he's like, yeah. They're like, guys can get breast cancer too. And he's like, they can, but I was born a woman. I'm a man now.
Once the story is proper, you know what I mean? Once it's not a cheap throw-in, but I'm for it. I'm for it.
I want
diversity,
incels.
man.
I love seeing incels get mad.
Yeah, go on YouTube. They're making compilation videos of this shit, man. This one guy's like, bro, her arms are bigger than mine, man. And he's like flexing his muscles. He's like, I've been working out for 10 years.
They need to do a bait and switch. Solid Snake was born a woman.
And that's what's great about this. How could you like Metal Gear Solid 2 and not like this?
Exactly. It's a bait and switch, just like Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah. How could you? This game took from so much like Half-Life 2. Like there's so much in it. Like even when you're talking and it shows the back of your head. If you move the camera around when you're having a conversation, you actually see the character's face is fully moving, like eyebrows blinking, mouth moving. That's another level, man. They took this game up another level, and people don't even appreciate that. They're like, I don't want to play as no damn girl. I want to play as Joel. It's like,
so sexist, man.
Shut up. Yeah.
I told you the situation how I worked at a job and all these people left when the CEO was a woman.
Good.
I'm like, man. Good. I was like, good. Get the fuck out of here. Let me take your position then. If you want to be that sexist.
Yeah, man.
Like, how's that affect your life? That's a woman telling you what to do.
Stupid.
I'm a patriot. I'm a patriot. That's always their answer. I'm a patriot, damn it.
They're idiots. That's what they are.
The hell does that have to do with anything?
Exactly.
I'm not playing this game because I'm a patriot.
Yeah. This game is just as dark as the first one was. It's just the graphics
and
are
it's
better.
Selling like crazy. Like all these.
It sold 4 million plus copies.
All these incels online talking about, it's going to be trash, blah, blah, blah.
I honestly feel like there's a deeper, darker thing going on where these game influencers, they want more power from PlayStation and Xbox. So they're trying to use their power of influence to try to get people to not support stuff. So when the leaks came out, they're like, oh, we're not supporting this game. I'm not buying this game. They're trying to flex their muscle to see like, okay, I get 10 million views. Maybe 10 million people won't support this game. Nope. You're not as special as you think you are.
Because Angry Joe was one of them. He was talking mad shit about this game.
For what? He was like, oh, I'm not buying this game. I'm like, why? Why would you even say that? Like, you didn't play the game.
I play as a woman, and then they thought Abby was a transgender woman?
Like, you're telling me a transgender kills Joel? How could that even happen? It's like, what are you talking about? If you don't shut up, like, that's so they're trying to flex their muscle. That's what we're seeing, and they ain't got no muscle.
They tried to cancel my pre-order, man.
Because PlayStation, and all these people give them a specific thing they could talk about. If you want to review their stuff and get a free copy, there are specific guidelines you have to follow to review the games, and they don't want to partake in that type of stuff. They want to be able to swear, and that's why they're getting cut from Nintendo. That's why they're getting such strict rules from PlayStation and Xbox, and they don't like that. A lot of them got kicked off Nintendo because Nintendo feels they don't represent what Nintendo is anymore. So Nintendo dumped them basically. And there's videos of them being like, Nintendo dumped me and I don't know why. Then you go watch a couple of their videos and they say,
that's why.
Yeah. So yeah, good for y'all, man. Grow, evolve, or die. You know what I mean?
Man.
Yeah.
Last of Us 3 better have a transgender playable character, damn it.
It's coming in 10.
And a black character.
I want to play in 3 years. I'll be happy to play as Ivy or Evie or whatever his name is. Like,
yep.
You know what I mean? Like with the bow, he already showed how good he is in this game. Like, you saw him in the trailer when Abby's getting hung, and he kills the people and saves his sister.
Oh, okay.
Cuts the thing for Abby, saves Abby's life. You remember that part in the trailer?
Yeah.
That's who I'm talking about. That character. I could see them making that a character in the future.
It reminded me of the Asian boy from Indiana Jones.
Nah, they did that kid dirty, man. He doctor. No, that was bad.
I thought that's what they were trying to do. I was like,
I went back and watched that one. I was like, how could they do this? He wasn't even in part 3. He should have been in part 3. Like, he should have been in part 4.
Retroactive canceling. They could cancel like, oh, they're being racist.
Yeah, they could, but he should have been in part 4. Honestly, instead of what's his name from Transformers?
No, Shia LaBeouf.
It should have been him. Like, just make it like he takes over for Indiana Jones. But this guy is gone. He ain't nowhere to be found. He's probably not even going to be in part 5 in the next one.
Indy too damn old, man. All it takes is one good jump. The hip's gone, the knee's gone, everything.
The Masterpiece trilogy, they got to just leave it like they did Uncharted. Just leave it alone.
No, we're gonna get Uncharted 5 with Drake.
They're bringing it. They're bringing it. Another developer's making it, not on Naughty Dog. Another PlayStation's putting money into it. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm good on that.
Yeah.
All right, does that conclude this episode? It was a good chat.
Man. Yeah, this concludes it, man.
All right, y'all. You know where to reach us, _Bacchanal on Instagram and on Facebook. We are the Bacchanal fan page.
Yeah, the fan page, the Bacchanal podcast fan page. Yeah, and we're killing it on that, man. So check it out. Get in on the conversations, and let's have a good time.
And I want to hear your thoughts on this game, where you think they're going to head in the future. So once this comes out on YouTube, I want to see the comments. I want to see the comments on Facebook. And tell us if we ain't shit, if you don't agree.
Exactly. If we're messing up, let us know we're messing up on our pages. Any way you can get to us, just let us know where we made mistakes. We appreciate all the listeners. We appreciate all you guys, man. We do this from the grassroots. We don't have nobody behind us. It's me and Akil.
We ain't sponsored by Blue Chew yet.
Yeah, exactly. We do this ourselves. So we love it. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all for supporting us, man. So this is the Bacchanal podcast.
Peace.
See you next time, man. Peace.